You know, chums, power is a funny thing, right? That's the bottom line. And the other side of the coin is, if you get it wrong, it can look badly on you. And this is now the infighting that's going on between, as Angela Rayner, our current Deputy British Prime Minister, likes to say, our Keir and herself. And it's all regarding rats. Yes, rats. As ever, let me explain. Morning, good to see you today, and as ever, thank you so much for taking the time out to join me. It's a tricky thing this, because up in that wonderful area of the country that is Birmingham, they're going through a terrible time, all thanks to the fact that the refuse collectors, bin men, whatever you want to call them, women as well, yes, sorry, getting told off there, well, of course, they've decided to go on strike, and that's their prerogative, and of course, there's a battle with the, agency and all that sort of stuff. Now, yesterday, after weeks and weeks and weeks of these poor residents having no refuse collection whatsoever, and let's not forget here, right, over here in the United Kingdom, we've just had quite a few days with a lot of sun, warm weather, and apparently now rats the size of cats are parading up and down the streets. Must be frightening, seriously, if you've got young children, and this could be a national emergency because of their health and all of that sort of stuff. Now, they have not intervened so far, but now apparently it's the Deputy Prime Minister, that's right, Angela Rayner, to the rescue. Now, she apparently tried to get some talks going but failed miserably, and so she did what she should have done weeks ago, and some people suggest a lot harder, as that is of course bring in the British Army. Now, the British Army, I've been told, are not too thrilled about this because, well, clearly they should be defending our borders, but shifting bin bags apparently is more important in this current government, right? But here's where it gets even more confusing, because not only were the army muted as going in, but at the time of recording this, apparently there's only 3 personnel from the army. Right, but the bigger problem is this. You see, Angela Rayner wanted to grandstand to say that she'd solved this problem. Well, the problem was she hadn't solved it at all. So she figured that her and, as she describes him, our Keir should be up there, sort of leading the charge. Maybe even putting a few bin bags into these, new refuse trucks that they've managed to secure. I kid you not. Now, this hasn't gotten down well. And as ever, we have to say, allegedly. This is because our Keir sees himself as a world leader. Let's not forget, he sat next to President Trump, and President Trump received a letter for yet another official visit back here to the United Kingdom. Then, of course, he grandstanded recently with Ukraine and invited all those world leaders. Remember that. On top of all of that, this weekend, he's trying to claim that he saved British steel, and they've done nothing of the sort. They've just literally stopped a temporary halt. But they don't bother too much, as you know, about the truth, some people say. And that's the reason why Angela's been left to deal with the bins on her own. Probably not the first time, one might suggest. But the other side of the coin is, Keir Starmer, our current British Prime Minister, cannot be seen having been on the world stage at Ukraine and inside the White House and solving all of our problems like British Steel, to be then looking around black bags in the middle of Birmingham. It shows defeatist, it shows lack of leadership, and more importantly, he's not doing it. That's the reason why our Ange has now been tasked with this, to try and remove the problem that some people suggest she should have resolved many, many weeks ago. Either way, the whole thing's rubbish, I'm sure you'll agree. And either way, our hearts go out to the people up in Birmingham that have had to live with this, all thanks to the ineptitude and mismanagement of this current government, some say. Neil Sean in the very heart of London.